And we are live in transition. We got sound. And
all right.
And there's Valerie in the house. Hello, Valerie. How you doing tonight? Happy Halloween.
What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Yeah. So technical difficulties on the broadcast before this, if you guys are watching. But we're back now. So, and for those of you just joining, my name is Jake. This is Rich. Happy MAGAween.
Yes.
Is that what I said? Yeah, MAGAween.
Happy MAGAween, MAGAween, MAGAween. Yes.
We even sing too and dance. We'll do that later.
Yeah, for all those, you got the short clip earlier. Yeah, building a new studio, cut the internet to the office, and basically had to set up in a broom closet real quick. So I apologize for that. But hey, here we are.
Sound like Hillary. Did she set up a server in the broom closet?
Man, yeah, I totally forgot all about that. I'm trying to go live. Anyway, but.
Right,
yeah,
but she don't use her brooms to sweep. She uses them to drive around the city.
Ka-ching.
Ba-dang, I'll be here all night, or at least the next hour. All right, so make sure you guys share this out right now. We are live on Twitch, D-Live, Periscope, and YouTube. Make sure you hit those notifications, as Rich will always say.
Yes.
What do we got today, Rich?
Man, we got Halloween. I just got to know, did anybody get any trick-or-treaters? Did anybody come by? We didn't get any here. I don't know.
No, we definitely didn't get any here in Florida, but they planned on these, they call them trunk or treats, where people drive through, and instead of going door to door, they set up things at like church parking lots or whatever, and they drive through. And the town didn't plan for as many people that showed up this year, and they had traffic backed up to like our major interstate stuff. It was nuts, man. It was nuts.
That's crazy.
So I heard it on the scanner. I listened to the scanner, so it was crazy.
Wow. So Max, yeah, what do we have? Man, we got everything. I'm sure everybody was watching the whole Dorsey debacle, the Senate, which, by the way, found out they actually were under oath because Cruz came back and was talking about the fact that under oath, he said that they could get back online, and the New York Post could get back online, and they actually can't. So, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play a couple clips from that because some of these are priceless, and just the audacity of Dorsey and just his cavalier attitude, and he's a jackass. He really is.
Yeah, and if anybody wonders why you get shut down as a conservative, just take a look at his timeline.
Yeah.
Never mind his beard. I don't know who he thinks he is, the Dalai Lama or something. But the guy's a clown. I can't stand him.
Yeah, so we're going to play this quick clip by Whitaker to start off with. And so, yeah, we'll check this out.
Time frame, but we can get back to you on that.
So you're going to get back to us as to how a tweet from the Chinese Communist Party falsely accusing the U.S. military of causing the coronavirus epidemic was left up for 2 months with no comment from Twitter, while the President of the United States making a statement about being careful about ballot security with the mail was labeled immediately.
Go. So there, like he's saying, so you leave up this tweet that China puts out that says that our military is the ones who actually brought the COVID to them, but yet you take down and you leave that up as real for like 2 months, and yet you go ahead and you rip down Trump's when he's worried about voter fraud and throws out some cases of where it could actually be happening. So that's one of the things that came out. One of the things that so many examples they had during this thing.
Well, yeah, like they left up Trump's taxes that he only paid $750 or whatever in taxes. All right, so a couple of things in chat. Yes, we will be live streaming election results for sure.
Yes.
Did you see the Halloween video that Trump showed with Harris stealing the candy?
No,
I did not.
Did not.
That's going to be pretty cool.
We'll check
Maybe
that.
we'll pull that up later.
Yeah.
Jack is the next Charlie Manson. Yeah. Nah, he's too wimpy to do anything. I do think when Biden does have a good plan for COVID. I don't know if you heard it, but a lot of times he's always copying President Trump. Oh, we're going to do social distancing. Oh, that's a good idea. We've only been doing it. Oh, we're going to have masks. But he says he's going to have a mandate for masks. How are you going to police making sure everybody's wearing a mask? We can't even police these riots. Because the police can't do their job because of these Democrat. But I don't know if you heard his plan. His plan, I will give him credit for this. He said that he's going to. Can you believe that? I mean, that's what makes me nervous. When he says things like that, people are going to vote for that, bro. That's confidence.
Yeah.
And it probably will work.
Yeah.
Why didn't Trump think about it? Because that will work, Yeah,
it translates well across the voters. And for anybody who doesn't think that Biden's actually going to shut this damn country down, I see cinemas across England to close as country enters second lockdown. So England's shutting down for another month. And I'm sure Biden's chomping at the bits to also close down. So obviously Ted Cruz is the one who was bringing the money shots to Dorsey. He did a great job tearing him up. We're going to play a couple clips from this real quick.
We're holding this hearing. The three witnesses we have before this committee today collectively pose, I believe, the single greatest threat to free speech in America and the greatest threat we have to free and fair elections. I appreciate their doing so. Google, I agree with the concerns that Senator Klobuchar raised. I think Google has more power than any company on the face of the planet. And the antitrust concerns are real. The impact of Google is profound. And I expect we will have continued and ongoing discussions about Google's abuse of that power and its willingness to manipulate search outcomes to influence and change election results on Twitter. Because of the three players before us, I think Twitter's conduct has by far been the most egregious.
And yes, it has been the most egregious. And yes, those are, and Google controls 90% of where your searches go to. 90%. So how dangerous is that when they have a political agenda? And and in our last show, we were covering the whole 230 thing and the difference between a publisher and a distributor and a platform, and how these guys are crossing the line, how this has really gotten out of hand. I don't even know what it's going to, if Trump wins the election, as I pray he does, and I think he will, and I have high hopes he will, these people will go crazy for the next 4 years trying to smash everything that he's accomplished.
Well, they're definitely going to try to impeach him again. Of course, we already know that. Come on. So they're saying if there's a tie in the election that the House gets to choose who's president.
Yeah, and in a funny sort of way, you could actually have that tie as well. So it's funny how many ways this can go down.
I really hope there's a red wave. I hope he really just stomps him. But you never know. Oh, by the way, cheers to everybody. Drink responsibly. I am going with Crown and Coke because I'm here with my good friend, lifelong friend, Rich, and my people here, man. We had a lot of new people joined Realm of the Republic last night, and I always tell them we're coming live around 9, so we're safe. So 9, quarter to 10. Hey, it's around 9. I don't lie. So
31st, the 1st. It's
yeah,
all
the 31st. The 1st. Oh, don't forget, you have to turn your clocks back tonight.
Oh, really? Is tonight
Yeah.
tonight?
A lot of people don't know that because of Halloween and everything that's gone on in 2020. You know, tonight you have to turn your clocks back, right? Fall back.
Fall back, yeah. Spring ahead, fall back. That's right.
Red wine.
Yeah, Valerie's falling into that red wine. Nothing wrong with that. So
what do you got? Water, right?
Me? Yeah. It's lemon.
Just lemon water. Nice.
There's a lot of pressure on this end of the camera. Just so
yeah. Let me give him a shout out because he'll never say it. So he runs all the broadcast and puts all the graphics together. And so if we're late, most of the time you would think it's him because he's doing all this crap. No, it's me trying to get my hair to stand up like this. You know, it's amazing what you can do when you just put your finger in a socket and then you get ready to spray it and bam, there it is. Pow.
There it
won't even move. And I'm looking very pale today. I actually did get some sun because I went to the Biden rally. Oh my God, what a joke that was. Down in Coconut Creek in Broward County. And I went dressed as Hunter Biden. And people were taking pictures with me and taking pictures of me. And I'm sure the FBI was too. They didn't know what I was doing. They were watching me in the parking lot. And you know, before Biden or Trump show up to a rally, they've got people on the roof, snipers. Yep. And they're like, yeah, we got a guy putting on a wig in the parking lot.
Glasses.
Yeah. Let's keep an eye on him. Glasses. Yeah, he's moving in now. Wait, he's got a sign. Here's Hunter. Oh, okay. He's just an idiot.
He's got a crack pipe.
Yeah, no, I left the pipe at home. I mean, I don't own one.
All right, so this is going to be Ted Cruz take 2, of which he keeps pursuing Dorsey, and it's priceless. So let's take a listen to this.
2 weeks ago, Twitter made the unilateral decision to censor the New York Post in a series of 2 blockbuster articles, both alleging evidence of corruption against Joe Biden. The first concerning Ukraine, the second concerning communist China. And Twitter made the decision, number 1, to prevent any user, from sharing those stories. And number 2, you went even further and blocked the New York Post from sharing on Twitter its own reporting.
We had a hack materials policy that we...
When was that policy adopted?
In 2018, I believe.
In 2018, go ahead. What was the policy?
So the policy is around limiting the spread of materials that are hacked. We didn't want Twitter to be a distributor for hack materials. We found that the New York Post, because it showed the direct materials, screenshots of the direct materials, and it was unclear how those were attained, that it fell under this policy. Now,
so in your view, if it's unclear the source of a document, and in this instance, the New York Post documented what it said the source was, which it said it was a laptop owned by Hunter Biden that had been turned into a repair store. So they weren't hiding what they claimed to be the source. Is it your position that Twitter, when you can't tell the source, blocks press stories?
Yes, apparently that is the position of Twitter. Plus, if you can tell the source, you're still going to block. I mean, God, just look at him. He just the way he answers, he could care less. You know, at least Zuckerberg and the Indian dude from Google, I can't remember his name. At least they act like there's a concern there. Like, hey, yeah, we got to do better. We should do better. Dorsey's just throwing out these and he's not done yet. Ted addresses it. He doesn't let him go with this crap and eats him up.
He don't care. Bro, this is a perfect comment right here. My eyes are blurry. I think that's Linda on Periscope. Said, did Jack join ISIS? I didn't even put that together. He's got the Taliban beard.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Good call, Linda.
Check mark for Linda.
You know why I didn't? I'll tell you why. Because Trump wiped out ISIS, and it's been so long since we even had to talk about them. Thank God, and I hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
But do you notice that? And I don't even want to say that there hasn't been something in this country since he's been, but you got to think about that. Yeah. There hasn't been anything. I don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx us, but Trump must have knocked the shit out of people, and he must have told all of them, do not try to hit America while I'm president, because I ain't Obama. I don't go there and bow to you. So if you do, I will annihilate your country.
Yeah, and like Kimberly's talking about, did they block it when he said veterans were losers? What sources were they confirming on that, since they wait for these confirmed sources to go? So
the guy who wrote the story said that, I have to admit, I found out my sources were not good.
Right. Yeah.
On page 6, while they let it run. They still
let it run. Yeah.
And Biden still, listen, can we talk about the change in Biden? That now he's trying to beat Trump because he's sick of being called, Sleepy Joe. So they probably told him, hey, you got to be more enthusiastic. He comes off now like he's the old man, angry, telling people to get off his lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, he's trying to be like Trump, like with that kind of, forceful yelling kind of thing. But he just looks angry. Yeah. He's just angry. And today he said 30,000 people died. And 200,000 died too. And like, oh my God, he was so bad. It was so bad today.
Yeah. And yesterday when I watched it, he just kept, like you were talking, he just yelling the whole time. He just kept his tenor up and the thing with Obama today just was weird. Okay. But anyway, I got 2 short clips more of Ted Cruz. I love what he's doing to him. We'll check him out real quick. Here he goes. Get him again, Ted. Get him again.
Our team made a fast decision. The enforcement action, however, of blocking URLs, both in tweets and in DM, in direct messages, we believe was incorrect. And we changed it.
Today, right now, the New York Post is still blocked from tweeting 2 weeks later.
Yes, they have to log into their account, which they can do at this minute, delete the original tweet, which fell under our original enforcement actions, and they can tweet the exact same material in the exact same article, and it would go through.
So, Mr. Dorsey, your ability is you have the power to force a media outlet. Let's be clear. The New York Post isn't just some random guy tweeting. The New York Post has the 4th highest circulation of any newspaper in America. The New York Post is over 200 years old. The New York Post was founded by Alexander Hamilton. And your position is that you can sit in Silicon Valley and demand of the media that you can tell them what stories they can publish, and you can tell the American people what reporting they can hear. Is that right?
The organization that signs up to Twitter agrees to a terms of service. Terms of service is
so published. Media outlets must genuflect and obey your dictates if they wish to be able to communicate with readers. Is that right?
No, not at all. We recognize an error in this policy, and specifically the enforcement.
You're still blocking their posts. You're still blocking their posts. Right now, today, you're blocking their posts.
We're not blocking the post. Anyone can tweet.
Can the New York Post post on their Twitter account?
If they go into their account.
No is your answer to that.
That's right. No is and you know what's so telling about that section? The most telling thing about that text, that section is the fact that why do they have to take it down? Why do they have to take down a tweet that you incorrectly flagged? Because you can let that tweet fly. So now you have the New York Post, and I don't blame them. Twitter wants to say that New York Post is just posturing, that they could get on if they wanted to, but they're just, you know what? As a freedom-loving news organization, they are saying, you know what? No, we don't take it down. You send it through, and they should,
Right. So that's the reason why they're not coming back on, because they won't take the tweet down?
They won't take the tweet down because Dorsey wants them to go in there, remove the original tweet, which is almost like saying something was wrong with it. You know, almost like saying something was wrong with it and then make them put up the exact same thing. That's bullcrap. That is bullcrap. Right.
And his other reason was, you can, there's other platforms you can go on. Oh, that's how you talk? After we all built Twitter to what it is, you're like, oh, well, if you don't like that, we're censoring you. There's other platforms. I don't think we're, obstructing the election. How arrogant is that?
Yeah, and there's other news. There's other ways that, okay, yeah, there is. And both of them are sitting beside you being grilled by Congress about the fact that they block it. So don't say you can go other places.
Right. He knows that. He's like, yeah, like basically what he's saying is, where are you going to go? And what are you going to do? You're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
We control it all.
Yeah, I mean, and that's their whole thing. They want to say that it's competitive landscape. There is no antitrust issues, but bullcrap. There is antitrust. There is antitrust issues. We'll play one more, then we're done with Ted. But this is the coup de grace. This is the one where he just he lets him have it. This is the one that made all the rounds. I love it. Here it is.
You claimed it was because of a hacked materials policy. I find that facially highly dubious and clearly employed in a deeply partial way. Did Twitter block the distribution of the New York Times' story a few weeks ago that purported to be based on copies of President Trump's tax returns?
We didn't find that a violation of our terms of service and this policy in particular because it was reporting about the material. It wasn't distributing the material.
Okay, well, that's actually not true. They posted what they purported to be original source materials, and federal law, federal statute makes it a crime, a federal felony, to distribute someone's tax returns against their knowledge. So that material was based on something that was distributed in violation of federal law, and yet Twitter gleefully allowed people to circulate that. But when the article was critical of Joe Biden, Twitter engaged in rampant censorship and silencing. Co-reporter to take down his post about the New York Post as well. Is that correct?
Within that 24-hour period, yes. But we, as the policy has changed, anyone can tweet
so
this article.
Twitter takes the view you can censor the New York Post, you can censor Politico, presumably you can censor the New York Times or any other media outlet. Mr. Dorsey, who the hell elected you and put you in charge of what the media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist in behaving as a Democratic super PAC, silencing views to the contrary of your political beliefs?
Let's give.
I think that about sums that up.
Yeah.
I think that about sums it. Man, I'm going to tell you, and it all comes down to the whole thing about objectionable content. It really does. And they're going to have to go back and they're going to have to strengthen or they're going to have to do something with the terms that they laid forth in that whole section 230. I mean, they really are. Because you have to, there's got to be a defining line with Google and Twitter and Facebook and anybody else who comes new on the block of what your role is as a publisher, as a distributor, and Dorsey's trying to play all three of them. He's trying to, but there's only one that they can be, and that's the platform. And anything they do other than that, they are liable. And Facebook is liable, and Google is liable. The dissemination of information and how it happens is the crux of what that whole 230 USC 230 stands for.
All right. Well, language warning, because I'm about to blast somebody. So apparently this clown on YouTube, Machine Nation 3E, comes on, hey, y'all, let's watch the stream. And also, I made a video connecting mental illness to the 2020 riots. Check it out after the stream, please. Oh, never mind. He says, never mind. You guys won't let me put links in the chat. Hypocrites, I'm out and I'm unsubscribed. Okay, so let me make a couple of points there.
Oh, dude, no, don't make any points. What we're going to do, I'm just changing the format. Let me change the background. I'll get this guy's stuff pulled up, and we'll go ahead and promote him for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's
Isn't
go.
that nice? So here's what I got to say about this guy. A, you don't come on our show, whoever you are, you little bitch, and try to pimp out your show, your weak ass shit on our show. If you want to put up a link on our page and you're a cool person, and you're trying to prove that there's mental illness with the people in the right, then you send us a direct message and you say, hey, would you mind promoting my channel? But you don't come on our show and promote your weak ass channel with your weak ass video shit and then get mad that we won't let you put up a link. The reason we don't let you put up links is because people just like you.
And we don't know who you are, dude.
I don't even know who this guy is. And then he's like, oh, I'm unsubscribing. You guys are hypocrites. You're bitching about Twitter, but you're doing the same thing. Dude, check yourself before you wreck yourself, bro. You're out. Don't worry about unsubscribing. You're blocked. You're out. You're gone. And I'll probably put your channel on blast because you're an idiot.
Yeah, and we're
You can count on that.
And we're actually a publisher. We are not a platform, so kiss our ass.
Yeah, boom. Oh, that's the first time Rich. Now you got Rich cursing. Oh, hell. You see? See, I don't know what's wrong with these people, but it's Halloween, so I just needed to say that. I don't even know who this clown is.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, wait, that's my brother. I'm sorry, bro.
Dude, I told you my dad was coming on trying to.
yeah, I didn't know he had a channel. He's probably 12. I don't know. I'll be checking out his stuff. I'll put him on blast on Twitter. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Oh, man.
So, anyway, go ahead, Rich. What do we got now?
Oh, God. We got Don Lemons, man. Don Lemons says, because what he says matters to him, that he's got to cut loose his friends, okay? He's got to cut loose his friends because they're just too far gone, okay? This shows how tolerant your left friends are. Okay, because Don, and they're trust me, I can sympathize with this, but here's Don here. Here's Don talking.
It's so sad, and I don't know if after this I will ever be able to go back and be friends with those people, because at a certain point you just say they're too far gone, and I got to let them go. And if they're willing to come back, and if they're willing to live in reality, then I will welcome them with open arms. But
So that's Don Lemons, the tolerant left, saying that if his friends, if they just have those political views that don't line up to his, he's got to cut them loose. They're a cancer. You got to cut them out. Isn't that? You know what? I have a friend. He will go nameless, and we see each other a few times a week with other friends, and we get into screaming matches. I mean, actually yelling matches.
Yeah, total opposite sides of the political spectrum.
Yeah, because you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
And we hug each other at the end of the night. He goes his way, I go my way. We don't even talk about the actual election. We know what's going on. But as far as social policy, man, we argue. And too far gone. Too far gone what? Dude, there's a point where you had a friend.
Too many values.
And they were a good person. Yeah, their political views may be skewed. But what kind of example are you when you cut them loose because you're intolerant, Don? Don, you jackass. So ass is going to be my word for tonight.
Yeah.
Since I let that one go.
Too many values. You can't have friends with values.
Yeah.
Can't have conservatives or Christians. Too many values. Then you got to feel guilty if you sin. I need friends that are just willing to marry a dog, and people should accept it. I mean,
I tell you, and when I was watching it, I thought to myself, this is even more than just what he's saying. I really think that this was just a call to Republicans that he thinks he can sway, as to say, listen, if you don't get your act together, your friends, the right people, the people who are going down the right path, they're not going to talk to you anymore. I really think that that's what it is, because I don't believe he ever had a conservative friend or he has any conservative friends. So I think really he was just trying to shame conservatives into saying, well, maybe I shouldn't, be. Yeah, he's a jack.
Well, here's my opinion on that, and I speak about this a lot. Cults, the number one thing cults do is try to get you away from your family.
Right.
Get you away from your family and your friends. Then they can totally control you and manipulate you. Now, I see a lot of these streamers and the misfits in Portland and Seattle, all of them saying, I don't talk to my dad anymore. He's a racist. He's voting for Trump. That's what they try to do. They try to get you away from the people that, that love you or that you love, because then they can control you. That we're your family. They're racist. Your father's a racist. I'm so sorry. Come with us. And the poor family is like, my kid's gone. He's a radical. Or my daughter's gone. I've lost him. And believe me, they're being pushed, just like Don Lemon. It's okay to leave your friends. It's okay. So these are dog whistles. They talk about Trump using dog whistles. These are dog whistles. Get away from anybody with values. Get away from your family and friends if they vote for Trump, and come on our side, the socialist, Marxist, anti-American side. We'll love you. We're your family. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of how the devil works. We talk about good versus evil all the time on this show. And if forget, Trump and America and all, this is good versus evil. And that is a tactic of the devil for sure, to get you away from any morals and anybody who loves you. Any
positive influence. Yeah, you made some great points there. You're absolutely right about that, Yeah, if you get away, you get people away. And we have some articles coming up, especially for Halloween, that the colleges and what they're doing. And honest to God, people are paying 40 grand a year for them to separate you from your child. That is truly what I believe.
And the country.
Yeah, exactly. When I watch these college articles, and I track them a lot, because I really think first it's the upbringing of the child, but then it's the colleges, and then after that is just life experiences. But the first two are so important, which is the family upbringing and then the college life. So
it's not just the colleges anymore. And Rich, you're like an expert on that. Believe me, you opened my eyes to the whole indoctrination. But now it's the high schools, and now even the grade schools, where they have these readings by these freaks that sit around and watch this, and what they talk about with like people in 6th grade and 5th grade and 4th grade is ridiculous.
Yep.
And so it went from college to high school and now grade schools. So it's crazy.
Well, and you talk about the fact that, these people are putting ideology in front of family and friends. That's what Don Lemons is doing. Really? Are politics that important that you're willing to split up your friend and your family?
Right. Well, but then in the next segment, he'll talk about how Trump's dividing the nation. You just told people you're leaving your friends because they have different thoughts.
Yep.
But Trump's dividing the nation. Yeah, okay. We get it.
So, so this last, there's just a video that I have, and then we're going to go on to some of these college things. Okay, so I don't know if you watched it. I saw it, and I was like, are you really kidding me? So the NFL ratings are down, as is all sports, because of their stuff that's going on, and a lot of people have probably seen this. So this is, just to set this up, so this is the time of COVID, okay? People that are sports fan, they just want an outlet. They want a relief. They want some semblance of normalcy. So you pack your 25% or whatever you can into a stadium. You go there. You're paying your $100 and whatever dollars a ticket for the cheap seats, but they will move you. That's a different story. Okay, I just got to cover this real quick. So 25% occupancy. They will send letters out to you saying that you can come to the games. But if you're going to come to the games and you got cheap seats that are $100 a game, you're going to have to pay the $300 to move down, even though the upper levels aren't open, just to come and see the game, as if they could even pack a stadium right now if they wanted to. So this is Troy Aikman and Joe Buck talking smack about the flyover, because the stadium is basically halfway, well, more than halfway, 3/4 of the way empty, and yet they want to talk smack about it. Really this is sports now.
Welcome to Big Noon Saturday. That's a lot of jet fuel just to do a little flyover. That's your hard-earned money and your tax dollars at work.
That stuff ain't happening with Kamala Biden ticket. I'll tell you that right now, partner.
Okay, first of all, if that stuff ain't happening with Kamala Biden ticket, I thought it was Biden Kamala ticket. Okay, right. So I've never heard a definitive. I don't know his political leanings. I take this at face value, and I haven't heard anybody say that this was a joke. So I assume dude is serious about this stuff. But this is a flight. This is some relief, and we can go into the training that these people are doing, why they're doing the flights. It doesn't matter. It's just the whole political statement. Why'd you even say that? Anyway, I just want to play that for anybody who had not seen the fact of where these guys' heads are as far as politics go.
I love that the ratings are down in the NFL. This is what happens when you pander to a mob mentality. Yep. And the shocking thing, though, for Florida, athletes and professional sports is nothing's changed. Nobody ever watched them play anyway. So the stadium was always empty. So really nobody sees anything different. You're like, oh, there's nobody watching, no fans in the Miami Dolphin game. There hasn't been for like 20 years.
Say there's a reason that's fun.
Oh, I'm going to catch some hate mail from Dolphin fans, but I'm a Giant fan.
Well, so what?
That helps you any better.
I was about to say
1 in 7 or whatever.
You think those 3 letters from the amount of fans that they have are really going to bother you?
Right. Exactly.
All right. So, So who do we got? What do we got in chat?
Oh, but hold on. Before we leave NFL, how about Brett Favre endorsing Trump?
Yeah.
You got to love it. But I'm always afraid that he's going to say, well, no, I endorse Biden. Well, no, I endorse Trump. He's retired, then he's not retired. I'm afraid he's going to withdraw it, then, endorse him again. It's kind of scary.
Hey, 50 Cent endorses him, says he doesn't want to get cut back to 20 Cent.
And Lil Wayne, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all, Candace Owens and people like that and Kanye, they broke the ice.
Yeah.
And now people of color and black people are like, oh, it is okay to actually not vote for a Democrat or to say you like Trump. And shout out to them, man, because I'm sure it's scary. Because you want to talk about, all of your friends being Democrats, people of color and blacks have been voting Democrat. They wouldn't even dare say they would vote for Republican. So hopefully that shows up, bro. I hope that shows up in this election because a lot more people are coming out saying it. So I hope so, man.
Which is probably the reason they call him Uncle Tom. I mean, once you come out as conservative, all your other friends are leaving you. So you're left with a bunch of conservative friends. So, yeah, I mean, it's
does Portland still riot? Not really. Now they moved a little north to some weird name town, something Dell, Hansel Dell. I covered it last night. Got almost 3,000 views on Periscope. So shout out to everybody that shared that out.
Awesome.
There was another shooting, and then before that was Philadelphia. So the riots kind of slowed down. So, but now they're back up a little just because of some shootings. I really don't think people are going to riot on election day if Trump wins. That was all funded and paid for to try to make Trump look bad and make him overreact. I really don't think they're going to riot.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
I just, I don't know, because nobody's really going to fund it. You think they're going to throw money behind that? They did raise a lot of money, and they probably have a lot extra.
Well, I think the money will dry up simply for the fact that their next chance of election is not going to be for a few years, so that they won't crank that back up until then. I guess the question will be, did they leave enough hatred for Trump on the streets that picks it, that it gains its own momentum? We'll have to see. And
right. Well, I don't know. I do know that that clown Trey Stewart, the Toothless Wonder, that he's one of the streamers out there in Portland or Eugene or whatever, Boop Troop, whatever the hell the freak goes by. He was saying that he's going to Washington, and a lot of the streamers are going to Washington. So that could be an indication that they may expect something. I mean, I know they're boarding up and all of that, but watching these misfit streamers and, they're the only ones allowed to film. All of a sudden they're announcing they're going to Washington for the election. Why are they going there? They follow Antifa. They are Antifa. Right. I mean, in my opinion, they're the same. They get the text messages where they're going to be. They don't film them burning stuff. So all of a sudden they're going to Washington. So maybe something. I know I'm contradicting what I said, but I just don't think they're going to get too crazy. I really don't.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're really excited about election night, even though who knows if we'll have a definitive result. But the energy, which, by the way, I caved in.
I'm thinking 10 to 15 days, bro. 10 to 15 days after. Nice.
I caved in.
Wait, that's your sticker from last year. That one's upside down.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. Oh, look at that. Sound effects.
Yeah, did you get one of these? Did they have these? Okay.
No, they wrote on my hand. I voted because they ran out of stickers.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is Florida. They're just like, whatever, we don't care. We're throwing your shit in the dumpster anyway. You said Republican.
They had a chalkboard and a pen. Who you want to vote for? Okay, we'll mark that down. Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah. I've seen the guy peeking. It's like, oh, white supremacist. I look like one right now. How white am I right now?
Oh, man. So,
that's delighting.
So now we're going to move to some of the campus stories. So this is a story right here. Oh, man. So self-reflecting questions include, is it based on race, ethnicity, culture that is not my own? Does it represent someone's socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, or religion? Does my costume trivialize human suffering, such as portraying a person who is homeless, imprisoned, or a person with disability? I don't understand the one about the imprisonment. But okay.
Some people put on the stripes.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Make that something that is mocked and people don't want to do. Does the costume packaging include words like ethical, tribal, cultural, traditional? Does it portray an element that is sacred or symbolic to someone's culture or religion? So many things. So
did you get your Trump 2020 donation lapel pin? I did. No, I haven't financially donated to the thing. I think 4 years of streaming every night for free, just getting every rally and every protest and every time Trump 2020. I think he actually needs to pay us at this point, but just saying. I think I put my time in, believe it. But no, I do appreciate the donations. Yeah, hit that Cash App up. Go ahead, Rich. What do you got?
I didn't know we had one. Oh, wouldn't be a bad idea. So anyway, yeah, so what are they going through in school? Let's see. What else do they have? Oh, dude, Notre Dame. Poor president of Notre Dame. Where's he's at? Yeah, so here you go. University of Notre Dame President Reverend John Jenkins faced backlash from students after he attended Supreme Court nomination ceremony and then tested for COVID. Jenkins admitted he did not wear a mask at the event in the White House. Student Senate later passed a resolution calling for his dismissal. He said in the end, he said basically they tested us. We were directed into rooms fully masked until we were notified we all tested negative. We were told that it was safe to remove our masks. He was then escorted to the Rose Garden where he was seated with others. So, so you know what? Speaking of intolerance, once again, they want him out. Because the guy went, they want him out because he went to the Amy Coney Barrett thing. That's what they want him out for. They can say whatever they want. Because he didn't wear a mask, they want him out of there. And he even said, hey, listen, bad. I should have led by example, because we're calling for it at the school. But, ultimately they were tested. They were shown not to have it. Somehow they got it. Could have been a false positive. Who knows? I mean, that's still yet to be said. But this is the witch hunt that the student senate was on at Notre Dame to go ahead and kick this guy out because he's a conservative supporter, but they want him out.
Yeah. I see somebody said they got in trouble when they dressed up as a prisoner, but they wore shackles. And apparently shackles are no good. I guess that goes back to the chain gang and slavery or something. I mean, anything could be racist if you want to try to paint it like that or offensive. I mean, what costume can you wear?
Right.
At this point? What can you actually be that isn't offensive?
Well, I'm going to tell you how you can find that out, okay? Because you can go to the University of Oregon, who's the latest school to create an anti-racism thing. So in the end, a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion by itself is not sufficient. The times demand that we find our way forward to become actively anti-racist, to move beyond comfort of regular institutional processes geared towards addressing diversity issues, and in particular, to no longer tolerate a glacial pace of progress. So $11 million is what they are paying to have a racial disparity center. $11 million. And funding came from, different places, different areas. So if you want to,
Dorsey's big on that. He's totally dumps money in all these liberal. Just look at his timeline. Look at Jack. Jack is at Jack Dorsey's timeline. It is nothing but pandering to people of color, black people, and liberal crap. And then you wonder why you're getting shut down and shadow banned as a conservative. I mean, I don't wonder. I've been calling that guy a clown. He must have got pissed off at a tweet I did not too long ago, maybe a couple of days ago. And I have my Twitter impressions. They never were that great to begin with. But man, I am like totally shut down. Whoever worked at Twitter did not like my tweet. I forget what I said, but I went off on him. And now I don't see anything. So
nothing, huh? That's funny. Well, you know what? And if you want to know where this is stemming from, in the colleges, bam, here you go. Hold on. There's no bam until I hit this button. So bam, here you go. So American flag is the symbol of genocide. Anthony Zenka's faculty profile explains that he is an activist on issues of racial justice, income inequality, and climate justice. He's an adjunct professor, which is the same as that other dude was from John Jay Law School. Organizer for Occupy Wall Street, fighting for the $15 minimum wage, ally in the movement of Black Lives. And he's, what was his class? Social. Oh, he teaches social work, but he equates it to the same as the swastika. and you wonder why students come out of college and they don't have any love for the America or the institutions or the foundation of it when you have these people teaching you that this is the same as a swastika. Come on.
Yeah, well, when I went to the Biden rally in Broward County, in Coconut Creek over there were so many Trump supporters outside. And for those who just joined, I dressed up as Hunter Biden. It was awesome. And everybody kept asking me, obviously, where's my pipe or where's the laptop? And I'm like, I didn't think it would be a good idea to try to find something that looked like that. Right. But so there was one guy standing next to me and he kept yelling at him there was only 10 Biden supporters outside. There was literally like 10, maybe 15. And there was like maybe 200 Trump supporters scattered everywhere. Buses were coming through with Trump on it, trucks, the Trump train, Hummer or whatever. And the guy kept yelling, where's your American flags? I don't see not one American flag over there. I don't see anything about you love the police, nothing. All you have is, and they all look miserable. And we're all like, yeah, we're laughing. I will say this though, because he had a drive-in rally. So after the drive-in rally, I stood right where they all had to drive past me. And some of them were stuck in traffic. So they were literally stuck right there. And the ones that laughed, they were like, hey, that's pretty funny. And some actually took a picture, like tapping their person, like, hey, take a picture. There's Hunter, even though they're Biden supporters. But some of the older people were like shaking their head, like, how disgusting. And they were like giving me the finger. So those people, when they were driving by, I was like, yo, I kept making hand signals. The police officer right next to me, he thought I was hysterical, but he said he couldn't laugh because he'd be fired. I kept going. I kept looking in their car and I'm like, hey, what you got? Hook me up. Hook Hunter up with the good stuff. And I'd be like, oh, you're in a Land Cruiser. You're in a Land Rover. I know you got the good shit. Hook me up, man.
Yeah. So there's one of the pictures of the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's just 1/4 of one side of the street. They covered like every entrance.
Look at that, man. The enthusiasm, the patriotism, everything right there. Bam.
Yeah. They covered every entrance. Every single entrance, and they had slipped Joe Biden out somewhere because I don't know if anybody ever even caught him coming out. But I got a kick out of how many Biden supporters were actually cracking up and taking pictures. It was funny. So, and then I walked by the 15 people and I said, hey, well, at least I got to make some of you guys laugh, you know?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, F you. But they were laughing and taking pictures. So.
Oh, man. For those when Biden says we're not going to take away your guns, okay, here's a little thing that you may want to consider. So here we have Bloomberg-backed student anti-gun group spends $1.5 million on. Now, this is an anti-gun group, $1.5 million associated with Mike Bloomberg. Student group is targeting 13 states. These states are Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Texas, Wisconsin, and at least 8 battleground states. And they are going around trying to spur and this is Students Demand Action. It's a pro-gun control group associated with former New York mayor, pushing an online effort to register 100,000 young people to vote. And unfortunately, vote the wrong way right. For those of you who care about your Second Amendment rights, because, yes, if they get in there, even if they don't do the guns, ammunition, it's impossible to get it. It's stupid expensive. I hope when Trump gets reelected that someone does something about that, because I put it to you this way. I went to shoot a 22 pistol the other day. A friend of mine got, hey, try this out. I didn't care. It's a 22, whatever. But it was fun. Actually, if he's listening, that was the greatest experience of my life now that I'm saying it. Okay. But did you ever think you would see a day where the price and procurement of 22 rounds would make you really think whether or not you really wanted to go shoot a gun? Because when I was a kid, you could buy a brick of ammo for a couple dollars and spend all day shooting stuff, cans and everything as a child. And now it's tough to get a 22 round at any affordable price. And yeah, so it's just sad. And obviously 40 and 45 rounds and obviously rifle rounds.
Right.
The day that a small caliber round costs as much as a 50 round, 50 caliber round, it's just crazy. So they don't have to get rid of the guns. All they got to do is control the ammo, and your gun basically. It's like, yeah, you can have cars, but after Joe cuts out the oil fields, you won't be able to put gas in your car.
Yeah, how dumb was that of him to say that? I think that Students Against Action was David Hogg was involved in that too. From Parkland over here, the guy that rode on his bicycle or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy's a clown. Some say that he wasn't at the school, or he was. I don't know if he was. I don't know. The guy's a clown. Anyway, so I had actually went to film when Fox News was here in the parking lot when they were loaded up. They were loaded up to go to Washington, if you remember, right after Parkland, to go, whatever they were doing over there for gun control. And I kept asking everybody, oh, who paid for the buses? Man, you got to see these people running away from me. I'm like, well, who funded this? These are some nice buses. And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, well, who funded these? Who got you these buses to go there? Nobody would answer me. They were like, and then he would go over to whisper to the organizers, like, don't talk to that guy. Don't talk to that guy. I'm like, why? I just want to know who's funding this.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I remember when Parkland happened, and I remember you went down there, and you went down there for the vigil. And I always tell this story because it's really telling that, in a moment when everybody should be together, and you were, and they're having this vigil, you're having the prayer, people are speaking, it's very nice. And then you get the activists that pop on the scene. And
Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
And she started
came on the stage, never said nothing about the kids, only was talking about taking away guns. And they started some weird chant. What were they chanting? I forget.
I forget what it was, but you were like, I got to go.
I walked away, and I heard the chant all the way to the car. And I'm like, how sad is this? Man, you're using this opportunity to push your anti-gun crap during a candlelight. It was a low point in America for me, because I was there to just film and to show solidarity. And here comes the politicians, and they'll never miss an opportunity to push their agenda. Right? It was disgusting.
And that shows how that divides, because at a moment when you were having a kumbaya moment with these people that had suffered loss, under shock, all this stuff, the politicians calling for activism come in there and divide. And then you have to harden your heart against the same people you were trying to be empathetic with, because now they are on the reverse side and they're chanting against things you believe in, and you have to leave. So that just another example of how these people, divide and hope to conquer. And, it was the same with Sandy Hook. When Sandy Hook happened and Obama comes up there, and goes on to gun control and the Bushmaster, and all of a sudden people are calling down Walmart, but yet when it came out that, hey, there was no rifle actually used at Sandy Hook, it was handguns that were actually taken into the school. Did the news make a big deal of that? Did they come back out and say, you know what, it wasn't the Bushmaster that was responsible for this, it was simply a handgun that was responsible for this?
Same thing with the 200,000 deaths of COVID. And I lost somebody pretty close to our family. And Biden never misses an opportunity to blame the deaths on President Trump. How disgusting are you that you try to use 200,000 deaths from COVID, whether most of them are real or not, whatever. But how disgusting, and how much lust for power that you would use dead Americans to try to push your agenda and try to get elected. It's sickening. His whole speeches are just nothing but negative. It's I don't know who would vote for that. Yeah. Trump rallies are funny. We're joking. He's talking about making the military strong and everybody's USA. His thing is like an angry, bitter. Oh my God, it's horrible.
Yeah, because the only thing he really has to go on is trying to throw out some free stuff. Hey, we're going to give you we're going to build on Obamacare. We're going to make it like just free. Yeah. Student debt, we're going to wipe it out. And don't forget, people, he is nothing but an empty vessel. He is nothing but a Trojan horse for the squad to come in and take over and please be anybody that you can. Don't alienate them. Try to talk to them. Try to educate them.
Yeah.
And say, listen, think about what you're doing. This is not, even if you thought Biden was something back in the past, He's nothing now. He's a shell of the man that he was. It's sad. It's pathetic. He slurs his words. He has that look. It's just, he's not going to be there long. He's going to be found incompetent, and then the reign of terror actually begins.
Well, I think that I'm going to put this on this show. So if any of your family members or friends leave you because of your political views, I'm going to call that being lemoned.
Yeah.
So, so anybody that stops being I say, I've been lemons, man.
Okay.
You don't talk to me no more. She don't talk to me more. I've been Don Lemon. So you have to watch the replay for that one.
That's good. I like that. That was actually.
Don't forget the free roll prices for all the immigrants.
The Rolls, yes, the free Rolls Royces for all the immigrants. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the other thing, really. Okay, so now you've taken a hit of a pandemic. Okay. Yeah, there are parts of the economy that are doing fantastic. I know of a huge company that supports one of the towns that I'm close to, and they are laying off by the hundreds because the airline business is gone for right now. And so you want to bring in immigrants to put more of a strain on the resources, illegal immigrants, not immigrants,
right? Illegal
immigrants to put more of a strain on the resources of the United States and on the people that are sitting there. People are waiting for that next check to come out from Congress. And you want to allow illegal immigrants to flow across the border to drain more resources? How does that help? How does that help, Joe? Tell me, Joe, if you're watching.
Exactly. Well, like Trump did, he tried to limit work visas too, even for illegal immigrants. Why are you bringing more people in here when we have this unemployment? All because of COVID, and it was amazing numbers, lowest unemployment. And you remember Shaw, what was her name? The lady that did the town hall with Trump or whatever on who's the lady he just did the interview with? I forget. That they all do, and he walked out on it.
Walters.
No, it wasn't Barbara.
You talking about 60 Minutes?
Yeah. I forget the lady.
She got the short hair.
But anyway, when he said we had the best economy ever, she's like, that's not true. That's not true. And he's like, yes, it is. What are you talking about? Like, who are you? Who are you? You didn't do that to Biden or anything. So.
Wow. Hold on. I was just trying to make an adjustment here. Oh, there it is. My clouds quit moving. So I had to start my clouds moving again, which, by the way, can you see the back? Has anybody seen the background? Go check it out. Check it out.
What do we got?
I spent all
Leslie Stahl. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Valerie. Appreciate that. Yeah, I spent all afternoon on this stupid thing, piecing this thing together, just trying to have something that was Halloween material. It's not great.
Yeah, don't you have a Biden graphic too? Oh, that is pretty cool, bro.
Like that?
I'm always just so busy looking at myself. So.
Yeah, you have to catch it. He's got the camera turned around towards himself. He's got a mirror in front of his computer so he can see.
No, it's not. It's over to the left, not in front of me. That's why I keep looking over there.
The left is my best side. Oh.
There you go.
All right.
Well, that's pretty cool. I like the moon. It kind of looks like Nancy Pelosi.
It does. That crap-eating grin she's always got. Yeah,
no,
that wolf blitzer wiped off her face. If anybody hasn't seen that, I wish I had it pulled up because I would show that. Yeah. That was hilarious. How she just eventually lost it.
What happens if you drop it down over us? It gets crazy.
No, actually, I made it that width so that I made it that width so that we could have room to have us. So no.
I got you.
Oh, but I do have this, guys. Check this out. Let me move this up real quick.
There's one more thing. Oh, wasn't that Tim Apple? I mean, Tim Cook. Didn't Trump call him Tim Apple? Then he called him Tim Apple during the, that's what they bring up every time Biden has a gaffe. They're like, oh, you called Tim Cook Tim Apple. Oh, one time in 4 years. You're going to compare that to, you can't even compare it.
Okay. So this is a Biden America. This is what it looks like. You'll notice the fascist symbol over there on the White House. This is a Halloween rendering of a Biden America here. So
I gotta pull it back up.
Yeah, pull that back up.
Hey, shout out to Glay, man. Glay's here.
Glay. Hey, Glay, what's up?
Just real quick, man. Brother Glay, my prayers are with you. Glay lost his mom yesterday.
Oh, Glay, sorry.
So my prayers are with you, man. Stay strong. Hell of a guy. Great guy. If you don't know Glay, then
you're missing out.
Don't vote for Glade, and you ain't nothing.
So,
I won't say what the other thing is. Oh, there you go. So you put nice.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do the White House thing?
Oh, don't even get me started, mister. I don't think that would be good.
Oh, I see you put Antifa over me. Great. I see that. I see how that goes. I'm Pantifa. So what else we got? That was it?
Yeah, I mean, that was it. We only had all day.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So
let's go.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I'm just really curious. Can anybody hear static coming? Because I know I hear it, and I'm just trying to find out if it's me, you.
Static?
Yeah, just a little static there. May just be these. I'm just really curious. You're not going to be able to hear it on your phone. It's not that loud.
No, I don't hear anything there.
It wasn't right there, but anyway, yes. So. Election night. That's going to be the next time that we're going to be on. Is going to be election.
Hold on.
night.
Tell me if it goes away now.
Yes, it's gone now.
Oh,
it's
must
back
be something
on.
in my mic.
Now it's back on.
Yeah, because I turned my mic. I muted my mic. It could be the fan on my computer. Oh no.
Maybe sounds like static. I could be wrong.
I could have a lung leaking or something.
You could.
You never know. I'll have to plug that up.
Let's see. I sent you a Halloween commercial that Trump played of Harris stealing candy. Kimberly, I'm assuming that you sent that to Jake. If anybody would like to send anything to me, you can see me at Twitter. Actually, I don't post much. There's a couple things up, but it's 1600 Reasons Why on Twitter. Yeah. So yeah, check that out if you want.
She might have sent it to Vantage Point USA or the Realm of the Republic. Or any other million names I have.
Yeah, I got a cute GIF of Joe Biden as a sloth. I thought that was pretty good. That's once again at 1600 Reasons Why, Twitter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, check it out, man.
Yeah. So so Halloween is coming. Oh, and check out that moon tonight. Yeah, blue moon. First one in Halloween in 75 years, I think. For those who don't know what a blue moon is when the moon comes in twice in the month. And like I said, I think it's been 75 years and will be another 75 years before the blue moon falls on Halloween. So check it out. It is full.
Wonder if people will be drinking Blue Moon tonight. Isn't that the beer you put an orange in or something?
That's the beer you put an orange in.
I don't drink beer. I can't stand it. I am totally rum and Coke or tonight Crown and Coke.
Yep.
So yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Always a fun time. We had a lot of laughs. We covered some things. Maybe I'll be on live later tonight if the Misfits start rioting, but I don't know. I might not come back.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. We enjoy it. You guys are a fun group. It's always a blast. Sorry, all the stories seem to be like downers, but it's what we're fighting. I mean, this election is real. The agenda is real. The repercussions of the outcome is definitely real. So please get out there and vote, which I would believe 100% of the people that would ever tune into this are going to be voting. But if you know people on the fence about voting or they're, apathetic, they're like, you know what, there's no sense. I've actually heard people say, I can't really get behind either candidate. Well, you know what? It's not about the candidate all the time. A lot of times it's the ideology. It's the general philosophy. And if you put in mostly conservatives, then you can hope that 70% of the ideology will be flowed through. And that's what you're looking for. So search your heart about what you want the country to look like going forward in the future, not just for you, but for your kids, for their kids, as long as it lasts. And so that's all I got. Jake, anything else as we go to this massive outro?
No, that's it. I see Linda saying they're going off in D.C. And thank you guys. Great broadcast. Thank you, Our Dimension. Yeah, make sure you guys follow, share, like, subscribe, and have a blessed night.